Hey, this is Susan Velez from SusanVelez.com, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I make the techie side of blogging easy. So what I like to do is every Wednesday I create a YouTube video that I believe will help you not only start, but will help you manage and grow your self-hosted WordPress blog. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you do, because I'm going to be putting out tons of tutorials that will help you learn how to become a do-it-yourself blogger. So in today's tutorial, what we're going to be talking about is we're actually going to talk about styling your Genesis copyright information. Now, I'm not going to show you how I created this information. I'll create another video later to show you how to do this. But what I want to do is I want to show you how to style it. So let's say that you wanted to change the colors of the background and you wanted to change the link colors. We're going to be walking through step by step on how to do this. Now, I am on my development blog, so anything that I do to this blog is not going to be done on my live site, and that's one of the reasons I highly recommend that you clone your your live blog to a development site, because you can play around with stuff without having to worry about messing up your live site. So let's get started, because we've got quite a bit to cover. So I'm in Chrome, and I highly recommend that you use Chrome, but you can use Firefox, but for this tutorial I'm going to be using Chrome. So one of the first things that you'll need to do if you're going to be using Chrome and you're going to be styling your own blog is you need to open up a new browser and type in Chrome Web Development Extension or something to that effect, and then it's going to pop up, and this is the Chrome Web Developer extension. So what we want to do is we want to install this if you haven't installed it. Now, I've already installed this, but if you haven't installed it, what you want to do is you want to add this to Chrome. And the reason being is because this is going to help us make all kinds of changes to our website without having to spend a lot of time trying to figure stuff out. So now I'm back on my blog, and I've already got the Chrome extension installed. And if you haven't done that, go ahead and get that done and then follow along. So what we want to do is we actually want to change this background color, and I'm going to go with let's just say purple. So what we want to do is want to place our cursor down here at the bottom, and then on a Mac I'm going to hit Control and then click on my mouse, and it's going to pop up, and you can see that this is the Chrome and development extension that we just installed. And as you can see, what we want to do is we want to inspect this element, because we want to change the color of this background. Now, you'll notice that this pops up, and as you can see, this is all the code on the WordPress site. And in order to change this code, we actually have to find the correct element that we need to target to change this actual background. So let me open up another browser, and I'm going to type in Hex Color purple, because I don't know right offhand what the hex color is for purple. And this will you can go to any website that will bring up a hex color, but we're just going to grab this one just for the purpose of this tutorial. So now what we come over here and if you notice, when I run my cursor over these different elements, it actually highlights all the elements that are pertaining to this right here. So let's just say site footer. This is the element that we want to target. So as you can see, when I place my cursor over it, it actually highlights it and brings up that code in the bottom that says footer, site footer. So that is the element that we need to target in order to change this. Now, you can actually make these changes inside of your WordPress dashboard, but I highly recommend that you actually use a text editor. And what you want to do is, like, I'm actually inside of my WordPress files on my development site. You'll want to go to your WordPress content, you want to go to the themes, and then I am actually inside of my Centric Pro Child theme. And then I've opened up my style sheet right here, because this is where we're going to be making all these changes. Now, if you're using the Genesis Child or the Genesis framework, that's one of the great things about using it, is you can actually make all your changes to your child theme, because whenever the Genesis Child framework gets updated, you won't have to worry about losing your changes. Whereas if you're using a different theme, if you don't create a child theme, any custom changes that you make to your theme could actually be lost when WordPress updates or when the developer sends out an update for the theme. So I highly recommend that you create a child theme, but if you're following along, chances are you're using the Genesis framework. And if not, I've actually put a link in the bottom of the description, and I would appreciate it if you do get it, to get it through my link, which would help me keep putting out these type of tutorials that will help you get familiar with your Genesis framework. So let's go back over here to the site footer. This is where we're going to be changing the background color. Now, if you have some trouble finding the code, all you have to do is keep clicking and seeing what's actually highlighted. And then you can see that the site footer is indeed where we want to make these changes. And if you're not familiar with this, just click on this and you can see that the background color goes away. Now, the great thing about this is that anytime you're making a change inside of the web development on the Chrome browser, you're not actually making the changes to your live site. These changes will not be live until we actually put them on the style sheet and re-upload it back to our server. So you can play around with this stuff. You could come over here and you could just go, we'll just change it to that light gray color. So as you can see, that is indeed the part that we need to make the changes to add the purple to, because that's what we want to do, is we want to add a purple to the site footer. So how do I find where this is on my style sheet? Well, easily. It tells you right here. If you'll notice that it says style.css, and if you put your cursor over it, it's going to tell you exactly where this style sheet is. And it is inside of my WordPress content, my themes, my Centric Pro, and then it is in my style sheet on line number 1942. So we need to open up the text editor and we need to scroll all the way down till we get to line 1942. So let's go 1942, and then you can see that this indeed is my site footer right here. And as you can see, it says background color. So what we want to do is we want to just replace the current color, and then we're just going to paste in that purple color, and then I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to refresh this, and hopefully the changes will take effect. And there you go. There is my purple background color. Now that is changing the background color. So now let's say we wanted to actually change this text. Now as you can see, the green stuff, or the green links, are actually links. This white portion right here, that is just text. That's not links. So let's say we wanted to actually change the text color from a white to a black color. So what we would do is we would do the same thing. We'd come over here and we'd inspect it. And then we want to go ahead and we want to change the actual credits. So we're going to come over here to credits, and as you can see, site footer color is white. So let's see what we could do over here. We could go color, let's go black. So black would be 000. So black is 6 zeros, but you could do 3 zeros as well too. So that would be how we would change that. So we want to come over here, and again it's telling us exactly where it's at, and it's line 1951. So what we do is we go back to our text editor and we go to line 1951, and as you can see right here, site footer is white currently. So what we want to do is we want to change that, and we're going to go 1 2 3, and then we're going to click on save, and then that should change our text to black. So there we go. So now we have it black. So now as you can see, our links to our footer are actually green. So now let's say we wanted to change these links to a white color as opposed to them being green. So now what we need to do is we need to inspect to see where our links are. So as you can see right here, the links can get a little confusing on your footer, because as you can see, it says right here, Centric Pro A. Those are all the links, meaning that if you change this to a, let's just say white, if we change it to white, which is FFF, then all our links in the in the footer as well as the links on our page have changed to white. That's not what we want. We don't want to change our links we don't want to change our links on our page. We actually just want to change our links in the footer. So in order to do that, we need to make sure that we are targeting just the links in the footer. So we're going to click on inspect, and then we're going to see where these links are. So we want to come down here, and we're going to keep looking for these links. So let's go creds, and then now that's the cool thing about this web development tool, is you can actually just keep playing around with it until you find the elements that you want to change. So as we know, we're in the footer, so we want to find the footer links. So we're going to come over here, and this is the site footer text. So we're close. So what we want to do is we want to come over here to, let's go 1942. Now anytime you're messing with links, you're always going to have an A behind it. So we're going to go 1942. And we know we're going to be in this section right here because all this has to do with the site footer. So we're going to come down here, and you can see that site footer, but we want to go to the actual links. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to go site footer A hover. And as you can see right now, they should be a white. Okay, they're not a white. So let's see, site footer charcoal A. We're going to come down here, and here we go. Site footer A. Here we go. This is the Pro Charcoal Site Footer A. Because if you remember, when we came over here and we just changed the charcoal footer A, or where was that at? Let's see. Let's inspect this again. So if we came over here and we changed this, we're looking for the A, the charcoal footer pro. These are the links on the site. But if we changed them here, then the whole site turned white, and we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that we are targeting the Centric Pro Charcoal A, which is right here, but we want to target the actual site footer links. So as you can see, it's the Centric Pro Charcoal and then the dot site footer A, which are the footer links. So now we want to come over here, and we're going to make them white. So we're going to go FFF, and we're going to hit the semicolon and then save it. And then we should see our footer links turn a white color. And I might need to refresh or clear out my cache. So let's see. Let's clear this. Clear the browsing data. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it back up. Let's visit the site. Close some of these out. And then we're going to go to view more blog posts, and we should see white links at the bottom. All right, so we don't. So the best way for me to get the white links to show up would be to add a exclamation and then important, because we want to tell it that it is important and to please make those links white. And as you can see, as soon as I add important, then they actually turn a white color. Now you could go a little fancier, and you could add color if you wanted to when someone hovers over the actual link, and we could come over here and we could do that by going this way. Let's see, we want to go over here and we want to copy this one right here, or actually we don't need to copy that. We just come over here and we're going to grab this, and we're going to paste this right here. All right, so now it should, when we hover over, when we hover over the links in the footer, they should change to that green color, if that's what the green color is. There you go. So as you can see, that is how you actually make these changes on the Genesis footer credits. And you could go with any color you want, and I just pretty much just chose some colors out of thin air. In order to find Hex Colors, all you do is open up your Chrome browser and you go Hex Colors, and it should bring up a ton of Hex Colors. You could just choose any of these sites and then you could just play around with this and choose whichever color you want. And like I said, you could actually just play around with it in the Chrome browse extension, and we could play around with this. And now the one thing I did notice is that it actually, when I did that, it actually took away the hover color on these. So what we would do is, instead of actually putting it like this, we would actually just remove that, and let's see if this is what it did. All right. Okay, no, I guess these didn't have any color or hover color. But if you wanted to actually do this instead, let's just say that we wanted to color on hover links in footer. All right. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna go centric. Oh, centric pro charcoal dot site footer. Oh, what we could do is just grab this, so remove that, and then paste this right here, and then we're gonna go color. Let's just grab this right here, color. I think that's that green color that's currently on the site. So we're just gonna go that, and then we're gonna refresh the. Oh, don't forget the semicolon, because the semicolon will cause the styles not to work. So now we're gonna refresh this, and then might need to clear out the cache again. So let's do this, clear. All right, and close some of these out. Come over here, go to localhost, and then gonna go back to the website, and let's see, view more blog posts. And now, okay, no, that didn't work. Let's come over here. Oh, I see what I did. I actually put 2 periods right here, and then I actually forgot the A. So we want to actually do this. So what I had forgotten was I had forgotten the period in front of site footer, and I had forgotten the A, which is the links, and then we put the semicolon in the hover, because we want this to only take effect when the links are hovered over. So we're going to go over here, we're going to refresh this, and now everything should work. Let me put important right here, because for some reason it's not working. All right, let's refresh this. And like I said, you might need to play around with this. There we go. We got that green color around. We got that green color anytime we hover. So that is how we actually change the style, the footer credits on the Genesis child theme. So hopefully this helped you out. And if you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you had any comments regarding this tutorial, be sure and leave them in the comment section below, and I'll help you out as best as I can. Until next week, I'll talk to you later. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later.